Good morning, All Saints. It is Tuesday morning, the 11th of August. We have reached my least favorite time of year, which is the dog days of summer, but I will manage. I hope that you and yours are doing well this day. I had a conversation a couple of days ago with one of the moms in my congregation who has been working remotely from home since March. She works in finance. And it is time, it normally would be time to prepare to return to school for her 6-year-old child. And there is great uncertainty about what's going to happen, whether there will be school at all, and what that might look like, and whether or not she will be able to return to work in an office, or even if working remotely, how that would go. And one thing that struck me that she said is that, it was fine back in March and April if a work Zoom call was interrupted by my son. But that was in March and April, and that the bloom has worn off of that. And there is less patience for the what goes on in day-to-day life. It is time, the world is ready to get back to quote unquote normal. And yet, I don't know what I'm going to do with my child. I don't know what's going to happen with my work. And my heart went out to her, and it went out to all families who right now are having to figure out what's going to happen with their children and their jobs, and who's going to sacrifice in order to be home or to be more attentive to children. I mean, I know families who are going to fully homeschool 3 and 4 children. And not only does that affect the household, it affects family relationships. And so this has been these past weeks, actually, but it was brought home to me in this conversation on Sunday. This is my prayer, is for our families and for our children and our schools and our teachers and administrations who are having to make some very hard decisions in an unprecedented time. I don't know what our world will look like on the other side of this, but I want all of us to be gentle with one another because it isn't easy in these days. So I want to offer a prayer for family that's from a book called Common Prayer for Children and Families. I think I've mentioned it to you before. It was written, at least one of the authors was a classmate of mine in divinity school. And this prayer for family goes like this: God, our treasury of blessings, come live with us at our home. Bless us and guide us in your ways. Widen our hearts to welcome others. Bind our hearts together so that Christ's presence is revealed by our love. Amen. So, for all families, no matter what your family looks like, what makes up your family, my prayers are with you today, especially. God bless you all.